Well, welcome to a new Team CGC 9.8 video. So I did a video not too long ago about some details regarding Batman Beyond's first appearance in comic books. And I mentioned on that video that I ended up purchasing one of the books I was sort of recommending, and I got really lucky while I was doing the research for that video. Saw a 9.8 in one of the books like I was talking about and ended up kind of pulling the trigger. So yeah, this is that book. I wanted to show everyone my newest CGC 9.8 comic book. Yeah, it was a purchase off of eBay. It is a Batman Beyond comic book, obviously. So yeah, I kind of boiled it down here to 4 reasons why I sort of pulled the trigger on this one. And it's got that interesting detail that I covered on that other video. And I'll probably put a link up here. You can go see that video, but if you want. But yeah, let's get right into my newest purchase, because I'm super psyched to have this one, and it's such an underappreciated one for sure, too. It's Batman Beyond number 2, the CGC 9.8 white pages. Yeah, so Batman Beyond number 2 is an interesting one, because that detail that I covered on the last video is that Terry McGinnis doesn't get into the Batman Beyond suit until issue number 2. So, you know, certainly he's on the cover in the suit on issue 1. And issue 1's great. You get the first appearance of Terry and great kind of origin and everything of the story. Great kickoff to the story in issue 1. But it's become so expensive. So with this little minor detail that's not really known, this is the first time we see, you know, Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond as we all know him. In issue 2, not in issue 1, except on the cover. But still, you know, a great collector item, I think. And we'll have a look on the census and see how rare it is and check out the price for sure. So 12 CGC 9.8 comic books in the blue label on the census for this one. Yeah, not anymore. Since the last video we did, there were still 12 there. But I would expect that to increase over time with maybe this little detail becoming more known. And but a 1 of 12 collector item is really nice. 63.2%. is the CGC 9.8 ratio, so of all graded copies, 63.2% of them are 9.8s. Yeah, more about the 1 of 12 with this one. I would expect that ratio will probably come down as more are graded. I think there was only 19 overall graded, 12 of them are 9.8, so kind of, you know, one of these low volume books that's so underfollowed. But yeah, first time we see Batman Beyond as we know him in Batman Beyond 2, so to just get a pristine 9.8 of that, it was, you know, again, I kind of just insta-bought this one after, you know, doing a little bit of a checklist looking at the 9.8, because, yeah, this one, a great case. Notice that kind of nice pictures, nice scan. You know, you can't really tell everything until you get it, but I did think the scans look pretty flawless. And to be honest, it's flawless. Yeah, the case is flawless, no Newton rings. And this book, it looks untouched. It looks like a 9.9 candidate. Yeah, even the spine is absolutely untouched. Like there's not even any micro dinks. Perfectly flat. Yeah, so I mean, this is a perfect number 2. I'm surprised. A 9.9 candidate, to be honest. So how much did I pay for this one? Yeah, with first, you know, underappreciated kind of first appearance, I guess you can call it, Terry McGinnis in the Batman Beyond suit. I bought mine for $164, and I think that's a really good price for kind of what this is and the potential for it. And I had someone on the team kind of message me, it was like a couple days later or whatever, and they bought one for $165. So yeah, right in that price range, I think is a great price, you know, for this book. And I'd probably be willing to pay up to $200. Like if someone wasn't willing to kind of let go of it, I would be willing to pay $200. Like, I was thinking about a comparison. We'll get into those 4 reasons really quick too, but a quick comparison, like Hulk 181, obviously different eras, first Wolverine, but I think this could sort of become the Hulk 180 of Batman Beyond, I guess, because Hulk 180, you know, a bit of an underwhelming cover compared to 181, but you get the cool cameo of Wolverine on the inside. This book, same deal, a little bit of an underwhelming cover, I would say, but the interiors, you get the great pages of, you know, Terry putting on the suit and loving it right at the beginning. And really the first time within the story you see Terry McGinnis in the Batman Beyond suit. So yeah, maybe, you know, Incredible Hulk 180 has really become a key in its own right, and it's really expensive in the 9.8. I think it's like 7 or 8 grand now. So yeah, I think that this just sort of has this modern age potential with, you know, Batman Beyond number 1 being the Hulk 181, and this one being a Hulk 180 sort of, but a modern version, clearly. So I'll get into those 4 reasons why I ended up pulling the trigger on Batman Beyond number 2, CGC 9.8, and yeah, just such a great looking one too. Yeah, I think the more 9.8s I get, some of these ones that just come in with the flawless spines and everything, you almost like them more. This is one of those, perfect one. So first reason, great example. Yeah, the first reason was it's a great example. Looks sharp on the scans, great centering, great colors, a clean case, clean CGC case. So yeah, that was one of the reasons why I was like, okay, like it's looking really good in the scans. That underappreciated detail is the second reason with first Terry McGinnis in the Batman Beyond costume. I think everyone assumes it's in the first issue, but it's not. It's in the second issue. We kind of see Batman Beyond for the first time as we know him. Third reason here, 1 of 12 on the census. Yeah, and I would expect that to increase over time, but still great to kind of have a 1 of 12 collector item. Only 12 of these on the planet. And, you know, Batman Beyond, you know, pretty low printed, and it's these like WB Kids books, right? So I always say sort of like these Batman Beyond books and Batman Adventures 12 are really sort of good 9.8s, and the 9.8 ratios show that they're really rare. And I think the rarity is because, you know, people were literally like giving these to kids, like, oh yeah, beat this book up, it's a WB Kids. Like they weren't really thinking like, oh, I gotta keep this in good shape because it's a collectible kind of thing. And the 9.8 ratios on Batman Beyond number 1 and Batman Adventures 12 kind of hint at that. So, yeah. But a 1 of 12 looks really, you know, to have that and looks decent on the census. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the 9.8 ratio develops as more are graded. And the fourth reason is I'm a huge Batman Beyond fan. And I sort of do kind of want all the main keys in the 9.8. And I got 2 of Batman Beyond number 1s in the 9.8. And yeah, I'd also like, you know, just being aware of this first appearance about a month ago or a month and a half ago, or the small detail here of Terry being in the costume, I was like, oh, that's one I gotta get. Like the first time we see Batman Beyond, Terry in the suit in comics, like, yeah, you gotta get that one. So I thought it was just natural being a big Batman Beyond fan. And there's, yeah, a couple, like Return of the Joker, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. I kind of want that in a 9.8. Yeah, and there's a couple more Batman Beyond comics, and yeah, check out that other Batman Beyond video. I won't get into too much, but there's all those details with the first appearance of Batman Beyond in DCU as well, with new books to kind of hunt in that sort of, you know, with the first Batman Beyond appearance in DCU becoming kind of a new thing, a new knowledge out there. So, yeah, and I'm getting a couple raws of those, but I'll probably just wait until they all come in, and maybe I'll do an Instagram post or something like that. But, okay, Batman Beyond number 2. I recommend this one. Yeah, I just think it's got potential. It's got that, like with Batman Beyond number 1 being $1,300 and something when auction just went in like a week ago. This one, with that sort of underappreciated detail, I could see it for like $350. Like $350 to $400 in the CGC 9.8, to be honest. So I think, you know, I'd recommend it to kind of get in there under 200 before, like, a lot of people know about this would be my recommendation. So yeah, we'll conclude up here, and yeah, definitely I think those Superman, Batman 22, 23s are really hot right now, and those are the new books that everyone seems to be focusing on. This one a little bit more under the radar. It might be worth to maybe go after this one now, and then, you know, wait a month or two, and the Superman and Batmans maybe will become a little bit more affordable. The 22 and 23s, those are the 2 books that have Batman Beyond's first appearance in DCU. Yeah, not Superman, Batman annual number 4. So, yeah, and the thing too, I think just concluding up, and I kind of talked about it, was just the WB sort of logoing and the low print of Batman Beyond, the Batman Beyond series, kind of came out in the late 90s where, you know, that was the peak of the tech bubble, and, you know, kids were like on their computers, starting to get on computer games and stuff and not buying comic books as much, and it was before the movies really started to hit hard, like the Iron Man movie and all that, really getting people pumped up about comic books again. This came out during that time, so it's a low printed, it's got the WB Kids thing, and I think that just means they weren't handled very, you know, astutely by, you know, people, and probably just given like little kids to kind of flip through and damage, basically. So this, yeah, Batman Beyond number 2, I think is just underappreciated, still kind of affordable, so I just think it's one you can really hunt for now. In the raw, probably 1 of 12 in the 9.8. I know is tough to get, but hopefully, yeah, you can get a couple in the raw for sure. It's probably really cheap in the raw, and maybe even send them into CGC. Yeah, probably a really good book for that kind of situation if you're into buying raws and sending to CGC. Then maybe you can sell another one to me or something. All right, yeah, glad I could show my new Batman Beyond #2. Great example, too. Yeah, I'm really pumped up about this one. Just a great companion to my 2 Batman Beyond #1s in the 9.8. But, yeah, as far as underfollowed Batman Beyond key issues, I guess, this is one of the best ones. I think that little detail of Terry being in the suit really has a chance to, like, get appreciated over time by collectors. And again, yeah, maybe a long-term price target on this one is like $350 to $400 with, yeah, this is the first time we see Terry in the Batman Beyond costume ever. Like, it's got to be worth more than $160, which is basically just what a normal Batman Beyond, like, non-key, they pretty much from, like, 1 to 5, or 2 to 5, sorry, they're all about $160. And then 6 has first appearance of ink, first full appearance of ink, which is like maybe a $300 book, and then the first #1 is a lot. So yeah, #2 I think just fits in there as one you want to get into right now, hopefully, rather in the raw or the 9.8. Okay, yeah, thank you very much for watching today. If you haven't already, I would invite you to join the team and subscribe to Team CGC 9.8. Love to have you, yeah, on our comic book collecting and comic book investing team. And hit the bell for all the latest notifications for videos. Add me on Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, give the video a like too. I think that kind of probably puts us in the YouTube algorithm a little bit better or something. So that would be really helpful too. But thanks so much for watching. Really glad I got this one, and I got super lucky, a 1 of 12. It's going to be tough to find in the 9.8, but certainly raws are I think, it's just a great book to go after for sure. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.